Hello, welcome to the UROP Symposium volunteer training video. We're going to go over the main things that you need to know of the day of the event, specifically for 2023. The first thing we're going to go over is, of course, what is the UROP Symposium? The UROP Symposium is a place for undergraduate researchers to practice their formal presentation skills and to display their research. It is a great opportunity for them to be able to do presentations and to be at a much more formal event, for example, like other poster conferences, and it's overall great practice for them. So as part of our job as for volunteers, we need to make sure that we are upholding to that same kind of standard. Volunteers' expectations are as follows. Number one is to be welcoming. We want to make every presenter feel like that they are needed and that they are appreciated for the work that they have done. So we try to help them out as best as possible. Being helpful, making sure that people get to the right place at the right times, and directing anyone that may seem lost. Even if it's somebody that looks like they don't know what they're doing, going up to them and asking them, saying, hey, do you need any help? Could I help you find what you need? Even if they don't need the help necessarily, it is always a nice gesture to do. And it is not a time for shyness, although most of us are shy naturally, part of this volunteer work is to be able to talk to people. That also being said, please be flexible with us. On the day of symposium, we do have a schedule listed out, and you might be asked to do various things at different times. We ask that you be flexible in what you are asked to do, and be flexible with how the presenters are and how we are as staff members for you guys. So the next thing we're going to go over is just the overview and the map. And for this one, I am going to transition away from the screen. Part of the overview of the day is as follows. The agenda of the day is fairly simple, but you will get a lunch voucher that can be redeemed at the Bren Event Center specifically. There is a food stall that you are able to redeem at that time. That would be anytime between 12:30 and 2:00 p.m. And I will now transition out into the map right here. So while you are at the InfoReady, basically this is the UROP engagement hub that I'm showing on screen right now. This very specifically is where you will find all your information. Go to the 2023 Undergraduate Research Symposium and click on that link right there and scroll down all the way until you see maps. Here it'll give you a location to show you the interactive campus map of where the Bren Event Center is. And in our case, for this year, we are doing this at the Bren Events Center. So please go ahead and click on that link specifically. This will take you to the map of the major map of the Bren Center floor. Now, this map, very specifically, has a few major areas. Number one is the main front area, or pretty much where everyone plays basketball and volleyball games. This main floor is where you will see all of the easels and poster presentations set up at this time. We will need your help in setting up these posters, as well as directing people in and out of this room. Outside of that, you have a lot of extraneous areas, which will be used for poster making, for other industry sponsors, you name it, it'll be outside of this major floor area. You might be assigned to do one of the two, you might be assigned, depending on your location, by your shift director, on where to be. Another map will be provided for you on the day of. Into our volunteer tasks, just making sure we're still recording. Excellent. Possible volunteer tasks that you might be asked to do culminates down to one of two things. Number one, making sure that people are being directed. So that is including greeters and directional volunteers, floor volunteers, and so on and so forth. We do have one rule is that no food is allowed on the Bren event floor, meaning that when people enter the poster session, they cannot have food. They are allowed to have water and whatever other drinks that they want, and backpacks will go under the easels, but you're not allowed to have strict hard food on the floor. So we will need people to make sure that doesn't happen. Otherwise, you might be doing things like easel and poster setup. You might be helping out people make their posters, depending on the type of poster that they have. We might ask you to help out during the award ceremony and for general cleanup after the award ceremony. So the other main event on this timeline is the poster session transition. We have 2 poster sessions at the symposium, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. The transition between the sections will be hectic, and so thus we will be looking to you to help us make sure that that transition is as seamless as possible. The expectations and logistics are as follows. You will first check in whenever your shift is starting. Please check in about 5 to 10 minutes early just to make sure that we get everything figured out and you can be directed to your shift director and your location in the Bread Event Center. You check in at the lower level, volunteer check-in area. There will be signs posting you towards the direction, and it is kind of the lower level of the, kind of the left of the gate or down the grassy pathway. The dress code is very simple. You will have received a UROP t-shirt. If you have not received that yet, please come talk to us immediately. You are required while volunteering to wear this t-shirt. This makes you identifiable for us as well as for guests to make sure that everyone can get the help that they need. In terms of the bottoms, please wear something that is comfortable to stand in. So for example, jeans is great, no ripped jeans, however. Jeans is perfectly fine. Keep it semi-casual. T-shirt on top, something long on the bottom, and some comfortable shoes to stand in. You will be standing a lot throughout this day. If your schedule changes at any point in time, please do let us know. These schedules should be coming out on Friday, May 12th. And again, if you have any conflicts or any major changes, please do let us know immediately. If you have classes during your shift, or more specifically, if you have a morning shift, you go to class and then come back for another shift later in the day, please do let your supervisor know. I believe you do need to check in again afterwards, but when you check out, you'll let your supervisor know that you're coming back. The other caveat to that is please do not or try to pack light. We have no places, strict places for you to have your backpack available. We will try to find locations for that, but that detail has not been figured out right now. Easels. So the next set of this will be strictly on the easel side of things, and I will show you quite a few items. Screen sharing. Cool. So, in terms of easels, we have 2 major types of easels. We have these guys, and for these ones, you'll notice that immediately the brick or the peg of these ones are quite thick compared to the other one, and I'll show that in a moment. But these ones have a twist off. So you twist it, and then the length of it comes out, and you twist it again to lock it back in place. And you do this for all 3 sides. The easiest way to open these up is very simply start with it closed. Untwist, open, untwist, open, lock it, and then rotate it all the way around until you get to the open spot and put them down in the center, just like so. Now, the pegs themselves, when you see a peg up like this and it is folded out, this peg will not move. You might cause breakages if you do try to move it from this position. So please make sure you lift up on the peg and pull it down to the position you want it to be, and then go ahead and lock it into place wherever you see fit. To put these ones back, you're going to go ahead and fold up the pegs again, the poster pegs, collapse it in the middle, just like so. Rotate it all the way around. And again, to undo it, you untwist it and shut it down. And when you put it back down, make sure, remember to retwist it back. So again, twist, back down, twist, and twist, back down, twist. That should fold back up into this nice little segment. The other the other easel that we have is a little bit easier to set up. The distinguishing factor is that these pegs are a lot thinner. So you notice that they are quite thinner compared to these ones, as you can see. And these ones, instead of having to twist, you just unlatch it and the leg falls out immediately. So for this one, you can just unpull, 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 and the legs should all drop out. Be careful because sometimes these legs do in fact hit the ground. So make sure, or excuse me, some of these legs may fall out as well. So please do it at a point where it's close to the ground where it's not going to. And once you're done with that, go ahead and relatch each piece back into place. for all three legs. And again, like the previous one, pushing down in the middle will set up your easel poster. All of the easels are the same height. The only difference is how you set them back up. To collapse these back, it is extremely simple. Just go ahead and open the latch and gently slide the piece down and relatch at the bottom. So again, unlatch on the bottom, slide the piece down, and relatch it at the bottom. And sometimes that can happen where the peg of the bottom one comes off. Make sure that before you put it back, that you try to fix it. All you have to do is pull out a little bit, put the little rubber foot back on, and gently clasp it shut. And again, with this one, sliding it back down and closing it back. And make sure before you put any of the easels away that all the pegs are collapsed completely. We also have two different types of posters. You might see posters that are what we call mounted posters. These ones are actually mounted to the cardboard themselves. And I'll see if I can get a close-up image of this. This cardboard is actually completely printed. It's completely printed on this cardboard, as you can see. There is no difference between the actual cardboard itself and the poster. The other option that you will see, instead of just that kind of mounted poster, is non-mounted posters. These ones come in a laminate or cloth style form, and these ones require to be posted onto another poster cardboard. And for us, we have these standard trifold ones that you can use. All you're going to do is open them up, just like so. You take your cloth laminate or whichever one you have, and you lay it out on the poster. And you will either use blue tape or you will use, there it is, binder clips. And all you have to do is when you're stacking these on, is binder clipping it to the corners where it is most important. You binder clip the other side. Just like so. And then for blue tape, you will make a small ring of tape. So you take the blue tape, you're going to make a little small ring with it. And for this one, you stick it on the back, on the poster, and then stick it to the actual poster itself. So those are the two methods that you have for mounting this kind of poster specifically. The last thing to keep in mind when we are setting up posters is very simply to tape the index card right to the front of the peg as such. Depending on the type of peg, you might need more or less tape, and that is completely dependent on the type of easel that you have. So please do keep that in mind when setting up. We do need those index cards that number the posters to help people find their specific location. The last thing on this slide is very simple. If you do want to sign up for an additional shift and want to continue to help us out, we do have oral presentations lined up in the beginning of our beginning of the week leading up to that Friday. We also do have other opportunities to help out, for example, name tags and other items here in-house that you can help us out with if you're not able to make it on the 19th. And that is it in terms of the stuff. Please remember to come grab your t-shirts from us from the office. Our office is open from 10 to 12 and from 1 to 3 on every weekday. And please make sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns, or if your scheduling needs to be changed. Thank you so much.